Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday and a happy new year to you all. I hope you had a wonderful break with your loved ones, friends, family, and who not. And I hope you're looking forward to a 2026 re-energized, revitalized, and ready to go. I certainly had a lovely break. I was off to New Zealand with my wife for a few weeks. It was a wonderful, adventurous, relaxing, yet active trip. So we had a lovely time. And the purpose of this video is, or this recording I should say, is to review the Ashes, in particular the third, fourth and fifth tests. I know those who tune into my channel, the last video, which was the last video of last year, was a preview of the Ashes, third, fourth and fifth tests. So this now is a review. Before I get further into this, I would like to introduce you to my school, as I do at the start of every recording. So my wife and I run an academic tutoring school called the Roki School of Excellence, as shown in the logo. So basically it's an academic tutoring school where we tutor years 5 to 12 mathematics, also a bit of musical instruments like South Indian classical drums, jazz drumming, and an electronic percussion instrument called the octopad, where you strike pads producing different instrumental sounds. Classes are offered group and individually. Okay, so if you have a child or if you know of anyone who's interested or might be interested, please ask them to contact us. My wife looks after the enrollments and the admin side of the school, and I look after the class fees and the teaching syllabus side of the school. Okay, so please do feel free to approach. We're more than happy. Enrollments are open throughout the year. Okay, well, the Ashes. What an Ashes it was. Okay, it was a really, really good Ashes. Pretty disappointing for England. And one way to summarise it, the Aussies have done it again. I was going to say, come on, Aussie, come on, come on. But Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What is it? Oi, oi, oi. How good, eh? I thought they were terrific. They didn't play their best cricket at every test, but they didn't have to. They just took advantage of an England side who rely on too few passengers to get the job done. Whereas in Australia have a variety of passengers who can get the job done from a collective teamwork perspective. Okay, fantastic scores, fantastic performance. They should be very proud of the result, Aussies. And on that note, it goes to show that they've done it for Usman Khawaja. He's gone out on a high, knowing that the team that he's retiring from have won the series against their formidable arch rivals in England. Okay. So before I talk about some summary, key points and whatnot in this video, I would like to do a breakdown of the results of the third, fourth and fifth test and just do a bit of analysis. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okie dokie. So before I go further into it, let's talk about the third test. Okay, the third test I thought was fantastic, but from an Australian perspective, I think they won the toss. Australia, they chose to bat first. A pretty reasonable score thanks to Alex Carey's century and Usman Khawaja's 82. I guess this shows that he has justified to the selectors that he deserves to play the remaining test matches in the series before he makes a decision to retire. Pretty decent score, and from an England perspective, full marks to Jofra Archer. His fifer is the reason Australia's bowling were contained to, Australia's score was contained to 371 all out rather than 400 plus. So Jofra Archer, take a bow, son. I thought you were fantastic, and you were the reason that Australia couldn't surpass 400. However, in reply, England were pretty disappointing. They couldn't even get close to 300, and that was thanks to some fantastic bowling from the captain, who led from the front, Pat Cummins, and Scott Boland. This gentleman is such a delight to watch. For those who don't know, I support the Melbourne Stars in the Big Bash League, and he does play for the Melbourne Stars, and even when he plays for them, it's such a delight to see him play. It's one of the reasons that I go to the BBL to see him play. Such a delight to watch. Lyon was good on a wicket that turns a bit, and Cameron Green and Mitchell Starc sort of topped it off, adding to the wickets. So that was really good effort by Australia. Given Australia had first innings lead, they capitalised on that with another decent score of 349 not out. This time led from the front by Travis Head and Alex Carey. This gentleman, Travis Head, I just couldn't stop singing praises of him in my previous recording. I've been saying he's the Usman Khawaja replacement. He's much younger. He can bat anywhere, and most importantly, guys, he's very consistent. You give him any position, he does the job. So that's what you need from a full-time batsman. 349 all out, and I thought Josh Tongue, he's one person I would like to talk a lot in this video, and I will do so later. He was terrific with the ball. One player to watch out in England to come, in years to come. As disappointing a series it was for England, there's one hot shining light of the losing side was Josh Tongue. Thought he was great with the 4 wickets. He also bowled well in the next test in Melbourne, which I'll talk about shortly. And Bryden Castle I thought was terrific with his 3 wickets, and it kept them to a pretty, modest total. But what's the point? Because England couldn't even win this, couldn't even chase it down. Smith was good for his 60. Crawley was good for 85. What about everybody else? 2 fewer passengers, so that was really disappointing. And I thought, make no mistake, and take nothing away from Australia. Stark, Cummins, and Nathan Lyon were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic with the ball. Nathan Lyon showed why spinners are required for Adelaide, being a spinner's wicket. His 3-4 was good, and the first 2 here were fantastic. So overall, a great performance from Australia, and I think this itself, by winning this test match, they've already won the series. So what that means, no matter what happens in the 4th and 5th test respectively, it's dead rubber. Australia are going to win. I've had people ask me, Rohit, they won the series, what's the point having the 4th and 5th test? Well, look, I hear the question, but that's how the schedule is. They have to play. And just think about those who have bought tickets to the 4th and 5th test. If you're going to cancel those test matches, wouldn't you want to issue a refund to thousands of people? So that's going to be a lot of work, yeah? Anyway, nonetheless, in the 4th test, I thought Australia started well. Not started well, they were diabolical with their first innings. 152 all out, very disappointing. And again, led by Josh Tongue. He was terrific with the ball. Gus Atkinson in place of Jofra Archer I thought was fantastic. England won the toss, and I thought they did a wise thing putting in Australia to bat first. And 152 all out was terrific by Australia. In reply, England 110 all out. Very disappointing. They couldn't even chase 152 down to get first innings lead. And Michael Nessa, one of those rarely talked about cricketers in the world, I thought was fantastic. Here's the reason, along with Boland and Stark, that England couldn't go past 152. So you talk about 152, and England got 110. So Australia are in the driver's seat heading into their second innings with a 42-run lead. Despite that, they capitulated with 132 all out. Very disappointing. Probably Travis Head, the only one who couldn't hold his head high. Everybody else diabolical. And that's thanks to some terrific bowling from Bryden Cass and Ben Stokes, one of the best all-rounders in the world. Tongue was pretty good, even though he only got 2 wickets. And guess what? England had no issues chasing it down. Couple wickets, only a few wickets in hand, but it didn't matter. They chased it, and yeah, they've lost the series, but guess what? They didn't lose every test match. They at least won 1 test, and they can hold their heads high and hopefully come into the Sydney test, which happened in this month, with a lot of confidence and momentum. So, yeah, England, fantastic. I thought they redeemed themselves well in the 4th test. Though they lost the series, at least they can take something out of this, okay? And then the final test was in the new year in Sydney, okay? So this time, England won the toss and decided to bat first. So no Australia batting first. 384 all out, reasonable. Joe Root just rewound the clock again and again. Fantastic with the bat, and he was well supported by Harry Brook, and that was the reason why England made 384. Michael Nessa continued from where he left in the 4th test, gets another 4-fer, and he's the reason why England couldn't go past 400. So he was fantastic. A very, very entertaining first innings by England, nonetheless. In reply, Australia showed that, hey, you could make close to 400. We have it in the bag to make past 500. What do you reckon? And boy, they did that. Okay? Thanks to some terrific batting. Travis Head, he is opening batsman made. Okay? He's not made for anywhere else. Although he can bat middle order, he was born to be an opener. That's how good he is. Steve Smith, rewound the clock. I mean, he's shown that, hey, I'm back in business. I've still got it in me for 36 years of age, and this score justifies that. Yes, it's 1 innings, but terrific knock. I mean, let's give them credit, yeah. Credit where credit's due, because they were if it wasn't for their centuries, question marks of whether Australia would have even gone past 500. Yeah, and Bo Webster, another Melbourne Stars brilliant all-rounder. I mean, you talk about Melbourne Stars players impacting the Australian team. You know, your Scott Boland's, now Bo Webster, 71 not out, fantastic. The reason why he added more fuel to the fire and ensured Australia made 5 to 67 all out. I thought from the bowling a pretty tough day, but credit to guys like Tongue and Hakas who hung in there for the bowling side. Josh Tongue has been very consistent. One of the bowlers I really, really admire, and he can walk with his head high at the end of this series, knowing he gave it his all with the ball. So this meant Australia had a first innings score of almost 200. Let's see what England did in reply. 342 all out, not bad. And that's thanks to some wonderful batting by this gentleman, Jacob Bethel. Okay, 154 all out. If it wasn't for his 154, England wouldn't even have made Australia bat again. And look, some terrific bowling here. Mitchell Starc, I've been saying it, guys. He's got it in him. A couple of years left. Bo Webster was terrific. Showed he has justified why he's such a good all-rounder. He can deliver with the bat as well as with the ball. 3 wickets in 16 overs, great effort. Scott Boland 2 wickets. So 342 not out, great. At least it made Australia again. But unfortunately, it wasn't a very formidable score to defeat Australia because they did it pretty easily in the end. Yeah, they lost about 6 wickets, but it didn't matter. They had it under control. All the batsmen played their bit to ensure they won the match and adding to the number of wins in already a series that they've won. Okay, so look, fantastic performance by Australia. I mean, they were really, really good. They were the well-deserved winners. And look, England, disappointing they lost to their arch rivals, but players like Tongue, Jacob Weddle, Joe Root, Zach Crawley, in years to come, especially guys like Weddle and Tongue, they're going to be absolute shining lights. They are going to be absolute gem of cricketers to watch. So something to look out there for all supporters of England. Okay, so that's how the series unfolded. Well deserved by Australia. I mean, I'm not going to say they won this by fluke. They were the well-drilled, well-organised, well-oiled, and far better side in the series. Okay. So I thought they were really, really fantastic. Okay, so that brings me to some key points I would like to talk about in the first one. In the series. Okay, first one thing with England I wanted to mention, a couple of points. Okay, so just before I do that, okay, I just wanted to just put some points across here. Just before I go further. So here, I just want to make a few points clear. This one. Okay. So, let's talk about it. Okay. First one. It's either Stokes, Crawley, Root, or no England. Absolutely. As tough as that sounds to hear, yeah, there is nobody. Jacob Weddle was good, that was one innings. Josh Tongue was good with the ball, so was Archer, but it wasn't enough. It's up to these guys to get England over the line, unfortunately. So really, there was not much. So that goes to show how much depth there is in England's side. Second one, Travis Head. I've been saying this all along, guys. He is the perfect Khawaja replacement. Okay, I've been saying it, and his performance in that 4th and 5th test shows why he is the perfect replacement. He can open, he can score. He could be middle order, he can score. Tell me what he can't do, yeah? Third one, Mitchell Starc. Man of the series was no surprise. Absolutely no surprise at all. I thought he was fantastic, okay? He was really, really fantastic with the ball and well deserved. And the fourth one, Australia have shown, Australia in that regards, if you really want to know about Australia, I reckon they've shown that they do not need to pose a high score to win a test match. Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need to at all. Not all their scores were high, but did it matter? No, because many of the test matches they won, because thanks to their bowling and tight fielding. Number 5, his name was mentioned a few times, Josh Tongue, is one to watch in the years to come. Great bowler. He's going to excite a lot of English fans. So take a bow, son. I mean, you're one of the few who can walk with your head high in what was a disappointing series for your team. And the last one, We spoke about Usman Khawaja retiring, okay, and no surprise. Could this be Ben Stokes' last Ashes series in his career? There's been a lot of talks he might not play in the Ashes again. I'm not sure, especially in Australia, but let's see, yeah. And if it is, he'll be a well-missed cricketer. He's going to be a very, very missed cricketer, and he will definitely fill a void in the English lineup, okay? Good all-rounders are very hard to come by, guys, and Ben Stokes has shown that, you know, he's one of the few good all-rounders in the world, and he will be missed. I certainly will miss him because I don't support England in cricket, but every time I see Ben Stokes play, I always see how entertaining he is, okay? So I'll leave it there, guys. That's all I just had to say with the review of the 3rd, 4th and 5th Test matches of the series. Finally, I just wanted to say well done Mitchell Starc for being player of the series, and well done Travis Head for winning man of the match in that 5th Test. Well deserved, no fluke, couldn't have happened to better players. And what does this mean for years to come? For Australia, they're going to take some stopping. You know, they've got a good side. Steve Smith has said they don't always play their best cricket, but it doesn't matter. They find a way. And that's what it is in sport, guys. Good teams find a way. And with England, look, they've still got some fire in the belly. It's not that they're going to be humiliated all the time. They do fight it out, but they've just got to have a bit more reliable passengers. It can't just come down to guys like Root, Zach Crawley, and you know all these few to be able to get the job done. That's not good. You need to have more contributors to the team, reliable contributors. Okay, so take care, guys. That will be the end of my video. There'll be more to come, and I'll do that, and I'll keep you updated. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Please feel free to circulate this channel to anyone whom you might know, because the more subscribers, the better. Take care, everyone, and have a lovely rest of the Friday and a lovely weekend. And those living in Melbourne like me, stay cool, hydrate yourself because it's very, very warm here. Today's about, I think, 41 degrees, so take care, hydrate, and try and stay away from the sun as much as you can in this dry heat, just for your safety. Okay, have a great rest of the weekend. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care, and bye for now.